Just having another quick look at Luke chapter 2. And I've been doing a little series on Advent. Most of them I've had my beard in place, and I just shaved the other day, so I look a little bit different to most of the other videos. But anyway, it is me, it's still the same, the same little series. Anyway, Advent and Luke chapter 2. And I just want to mention Jesus being presented at the temple. Now, 8 days after birth, the Jewish tradition was circumcision, which was a sign of being part of the Jewish nation, and being presented to the Lord after 8 days. And it says in Luke chapter 2, verse 21, on the 8th day, when it was time to circumcise him, he was named Jesus, the name the angel had given him before he had been conceived. The name that Jesus had means salvation. So naming ceremonies are very important. A friend of ours has just had a little baby in Greece. And in Greece, it's quite important. They don't actually publicly make much of the name until the traditional Greek Orthodox baptism. And so the naming ceremony for the Jewish people here was around the circumcision on the 8th day. And it was an important time just to declare something over that child's life, to make sacrifices. And this is what it says in verse 22. When the time of their purification, according to the law of Moses, had been completed, Joseph and Mary took him to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord. As it is written in the law of the Lord, every firstborn male is to be consecrated to the Lord, and to offer a sacrifice in keeping with what is said in the law of the Lord, a pair of doves or 2 young pigeons. That sacrifice was actually the poor person's sacrifice. So it was really indicating that they were not wealthy people. They were giving up their firstborn, showing that they were offering him to the Lord. And the sacrifice was very, very basic. And the interesting thing about the firstborn is so often in the Bible, there's significant meaning for being firstborn. Jesus is described not only the firstborn in his family, but also later in the New Testament as the firstborn among many brothers. He's the first kind of prototype of a new creation, something that God's going to do in many, and he's going to create many to come into a depth of relationship with God in a very, very special way. And he's just the first prototype of that happening. So out of this poor family, out of this very basic situation, God begins to do something very, very, very special. And they just follow the guidance they have. They just follow in obedience to what God shows them. You know, you might not have very much. You might be limited in resources. You might be somebody you feel they don't have much standing, much influence. You don't feel like you've got much to offer. But offer what you do have to God. Offer your life over to him. Offer what you have in its own small way. And whatever status you might have, whatever social class, whatever income level, whatever limitations you might feel you've got financially, allow God to take hold of your life. Allow God to take hold of your family. Allow God to take hold of the things that you can give him. And so I pray today that God would show us, what can I offer? You know, that carol says, poor as I am. And we might feel that we have such limited resources, but I pray today that we would just allow him to take hold of what we do have, not of what we don't have. And as we do that, as we offer that up to him, he will do so much more with it. As they offered up the loaves and fishes, Jesus multiplied them, and there was so much. And in the same way, may God take hold of our lives. May God take hold of all that we have as we offer it over to him. and use it in incredible ways and use it for His glory and His purposes.